And I'm on mute. There we go. Makes a big difference having that light on the green screen. Welcome back to Leeds lately, everyone. Leeds United versus Fulham in today's game. Those of you who saw my tactical preview will have seen some of the things that Fulham are likely to do, one of which is send Calvin Bassey on those long marauding runs from centre-back. Try to isolate Iwobi in 1v1 situations out on the wing. And, of course, as well, get Anthony Robinson up there as one of their very dangerous fullbacks. So, big job on for Leeds because Fulham are a good side. Harry Wilson, as you can see from the Fulham lineup on my right, Harry Wilson does also start for Fulham. Of course, very close to a deadline day move to Leeds United. So hopefully he scores an own goal for us. Someone said that earlier during the pre-game chat between you guys. Thanks to Ryan Tune for being a member for 4 months. Thank you so much for being a member, Ryan. And of course, thank you to all of our Leeds Lately members like Chewy Backer. Don't know why my brain did that. Ryan Tune, TJ Ray Music, Tim, and Justin O'Dell. Welcome everybody, and thank you so much for being members. And of course, thank you to everybody who is not a member as well, and who is continuing to support the channel. Welcome everybody, welcome. Remember, there are links in the description down below. The Champions Again Ole Ole prints are now just £5.99 on sale on Etsy. So if you want to get yourself a commemorative piece of wall art designed by me to celebrate Leeds United getting promoted back to the Premier League, those are now just £5.99. So super cheap. And I'll try and get them sent out to you as soon as possible if you decide to make a purchase. Anyway, let's talk about lineups then. An expected lineup for Fulham. Leno in goal with... one thing that is unexpected is that there is no Anthony Robinson. So, looks like Fulham in a 4-2-3-1 are going to be playing Leno in goal, Tete at right back, Anderson and Bassey as the two centre-backs. Over on the left back is going to be Ryan Sessegnon. And then in the midfield, a holding two of Sander Berger, Sasa Lukic, who Leeds are also linked with at one point, Harry Wilson, Joshua King and Iwobi make up those three attacking midfield players. And then up front, Rodrigo Muniz starts against Leeds United. No Raul Jimenez in the starting lineup for them either. I tell you what I will do though, I will just find out what Fulham's bench is looking like as well. Let's have a little look. Fulham's bench then is Lecomte, Castagna, Diop, Anthony Robinson, Tom Kearney, Emil Smith-Rowe, Adama Traore, the new signing from Shakhtar Donetsk, Kevin, the Brazilian, and Raul Jimenez as well. That is the bench for them. So that's that one. Leeds United, of course, are lining up like this. Oh, actually, no, before we do that, let's have a look. Chaz always comes in with some good stats. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. There are a few... here are the juice stats for the game. Our overall is 126, drawn 15, lost 22, with our away record being 110, drawn 6, lost 14, with us scoring 42 goals at Craven Cottage to Fulham's 44. So a good few stats there from Chaz. Thank you, Chaz, for putting that in the chat down below. Let's have a look at the Leeds United lineup then. So there are a few changes. To press that again. There we go, Leeds United lineup. So, first of all, Carl Darlow comes in goal for Lucas Perry, who has supposedly picked up a knock in training. Bogle comes in to keep his position at right back. Rodon, Strauch and Goodmanson make up the rest of the back four. A midfield three of Ethan Ampadu, who is back from his injury, joined by Sean Longstaff, who was excellent against Newcastle, and Anton Stack, who retains his position. You've also then got on the wings Aronson and Okafor. I'm excited to see what we see from Okafor today. I imagine Aronson... Someone said Aronson must have had a really good week. Andy Rowett must have had a really good week on the training ground. Maybe it's because of his work rate to track back, but you could say the same thing about Dan James. So maybe Dan James is nursing a little bit of a knock or something. For me, I don't think it would have been Aronson that I would have gone with as a replacement regardless. So that is what we line up with Calvert-Lewin being the striker up front. I've got a feeling Calvert-Lewin scores today. I just have a feeling Calvert-Lewin scores today, and I'm hoping I'm right. I made a video about Calvert-Lewin the other week, last week I think it was, and it basically talks about the type of runs he makes and how intelligent he is at making those runs. So he is going to get himself in some good positions, and hopefully he's able to get those... he's able to get on the end of those passes. Now, when it comes to the bench, Leeds United's sub is Ilan Meslier, makes his first appearance in a matchday squad of the season because of the injury to Lucas Perry, and we needed a third choice goalkeeper. James Justin, Jacobi Yol, Ilya Gruev, who obviously has dropped out of the first team, Tanaka, who is back from injury but sits on the bench. Then you have Jack Harrison, Dan James, Wilfred Gnonto, and Mecha. I'm not sure what Gnonto's done to be dropped. I think he was and has been one of our best players over recent weeks. So I'm not really sure why he's been dropped. I think he should have been in for Gnonto on the right, Okafor on the left. I would have been happy with. But yeah, let's see how it pans out for the first half an hour before we start to kind of cast aspersions against the selection of Brendan Aronson. We'll see what happens so far. Last thing I need to check is just my... I haven't checked my Fantasy Premier League thing yet. Points. Who's played today already? Forest and Arsenal. Premier League, what was the score with Forest and Arsenal? Arsenal won 3-0 and kept a clean sheet, and I've got Calafiori in my team, so he got me 5 points. Not bad. Other players I've got in my team, just to kind of give you something to talk about whilst we're waiting for this game to start. I've got Verbruggen and Van Hecke and Mitoma from Brighton, who all play against Bournemouth, of course, today, or this weekend at least. Then I've got Rodon and Goodmanson for Leeds, who of course against Fulham away. Then in the midfield as well, I've got Elanga, who's up against Wolves for Newcastle. Mohamed Salah and Ekitike as captain against Burnley away. And then I've also got Richarlison for Spurs up against West Ham, and Haaland up against Man United as well. Hoping to get plenty of points out of them for that one. Currently, Everton are 5th. Of course, it's Leeds are currently in 12th and Fulham are currently in 18th. Having said that, we've all only played 3 games, so it's not really much to shout about at the moment. We are just 5 minutes away from kickoff now, though, at Craven Cottage. And I'm hoping for a big performance from Leeds. Those of you who did see my tactical preview, you'll know that I talked about Anthony Robinson being a threat, and I talked about Adama Traore being a threat, and neither of which are in the starting 11. So clearly Marco Silva's watched my video and gone, do you know what? This guy knows too much. We're going to have to remove those players from the starting lineup. But jokes aside, one of the main danger areas for Fulham is genuinely their centre-back. Calvin Bassey, the way he steps up into midfield and essentially drags players with him, and the way he carries the ball out is going to cause real issues for Leeds if we aren't able to kind of close him down and stop those issues presenting themselves. So one to watch is Calvin Bassey, the centre-back for for Fulham. So, just so you know, that's one to watch from me. The Fulham players are getting ready to come out onto the pitch now, though. Welcome, Pierre. Welcome, John Garside as well. Welcome, everybody who's joining us, and to those of you who are Leeds Lately members as well. We are just about 5 minutes away from kickoff, and isn't it good to be back with some football after the international break, which is just... I hate international breaks. I only like international football when it's a tournament. And I'll probably only really watch it when it's a tournament. Like, I won't watch it if it's a friendly, if it's Nations League, or even if it's a World Cup qualifier. I just probably won't watch it. Gives me a little bit of a break from football. But at this point, we were so early in the season that I didn't want a break from football. I wanted to carry on watching Leeds, especially because I thought we'd been doing quite well so far. Of course, the Arsenal game being a little bit of a blip in that, but 2 out of 3 games, I think we've played very well. Welcome, everybody. 42 people in the chat already. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And if you are new here and you want to become a member of this lovely community here, hit that big red button. We're over 10,000 subscribers now. The community is growing. And I'm hoping to grow it even more this season with more new friendly faces. Players just about getting ready to head out onto the pitch now. Looks like it's only Darlow and Straucher are ready to come out for Leeds. Oh, Abadou's joining them, going to the front. PSA, and I said at the start of the season, the top 10 are going to be difficult. We always knew we'd struggle. Absolutely. Yeah, that was always going to be the thing, wasn't it? And like I said at the start of the stream, obviously you weren't. Sorry, it wasn't even at the start of the stream. I've said it in the past, is that the Premier League is kind of split up into 3 leagues. You've got those chasing the title and the top 4. Then you've got the best of the rest who are fighting for a European spot. So your Europa League, Conference League spots and things like that. And then you've got the bottom 10, the ones who are fighting for survival, essentially, a lot of the time. So we need to be beating those ones. Fulham are a middle ground of that. They're kind of upper bottom half of the table, I would say, is their level. Probably I expect maybe a 10th to 12th place finish for them this season. So they are going to be a test, but one that I think Leeds might be able to pass. Rubbing Hood saying, I expect big things from DCL. If you want to know more, or if you want my kind of take on that, I did a video the other day. Let me just get it up on here. Where was it? Here we go. 9 days ago, this is how Leeds score without new signings. And it was a piece of analysis on some of the runs that Dominic Calvert-Lewin has already made to get himself in positions to score goals. And whilst the goals haven't actually come, he's been somebody who's been very good at getting himself into those positions. So you've got to imagine at some point the goals will start to come for him. DCL will click soon and then we'll be flying. I sure hope so. I really hope so. Oh, we're playing in the 3rd kit. I thought we'd be playing in the blue. We're playing in the 3rd kit, apparently. Okay, so the Fulham lineup then. Leno in goal. Then you've got Tete, Anderson, Bassi and Sessegnon making up the rest of the back 4. In the midfield for Fulham is Sander Berge and Sasa Lukic. Then in the attacking position, for Fulham, you've got Harry Wilson out on the right, Joshua King through the middle, and Alex Iwobi out on the left. And then up front, Rodrigo Muniz. Of course, a couple of players in that lineup that Leeds have tried to sign before. Harry Wilson, Rodrigo Muniz and Sasa Lukic. Their bench, Benjamin Lecomte, the goalkeeper, Raul Jimenez, Tom Kenny, Adama Traore, Timothy Castagne, Kevin, and a few others that it moved too fast for me. So Carl Darlow in goal, Jaden Bogle, Rodon, Strauch and Goodmanson make up the back four. Then you've got Ampadu, Stack and Longstaff as a midfield three, with Aronson and Okafor out on the wings and Calvert-Lewin up top. A bench for Leeds of Melier, Justin, Biol, Gruev, Tanaka, who's back from injury, Harrison, Daniel James, Wilfred Nyonto, and Lucas Metcher as well. Yes, of course you are allowed to make predictions, Robin. The only thing I ask is that nobody shouts when a goal goes in before I've reacted to it. That's all I ask. Wait until I've reacted to the goal, then you can put whatever you like in the chat as long as it's not horrendously offensive. Come on, Leeds. Wouldn't it be amazing to get 3 points today? That says a draw, but Head says 2-0 or 3-0. Oh, yeah, but you mean to the home side because it is at Craven Cottage. My prediction, 2-1 to Leeds. I really hope so, Chaz. Let's get ready for the kickoff then. And we are underway here at Craven Cottage. Remember, no goal shouts in the chat until I've reacted to them, please, and thank you very much. Anyway, here's Darlow with a Hello, I think we're back. We're back, everybody. Right, we should be back, everybody, now. Sorry about that, and we are a little bit out on the timeage. Here's Calvin Bassey bringing the ball forward. I'm just going to wait until it says 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It's just a throw-in at the moment for Leeds, for Fulham, actually. Sorry, I'm thinking because they're playing in white. I'm waiting until it says 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and then I'll play the timer again. Just because this one's a little bit ahead. Picked up there in the midfield quite easily by Fulham, and they win the ball back. There we go. Harry Wilson just loses out there to Gabriel Goodmanson, who tries to come forward with it. Still going here, Goodmanson. Eventually, the referee gives the foul, and it's going to be a free kick to Leeds United. Yeah, Goodmanson does really well to just carry the ball out of the defence there. Here's Jaden Bogle carrying the ball down the right-hand side, chased by Iwobi. Ball across to the edge of the box there. Stack touches it, and that's going to be... Oh, should have been a handball there. Referee should have given that. Tete with a little 1-2 with Harry Wilson down the line. Picked up well by Okafor. Good tracking there by Okafor and good defending. Here's Pascal Strauch. Now Darlow with a gentle little pass back out to Strauch on the left-hand side. And that's Anton Stack Goes down under the challenge there, and it's going to be a Leeds free kick taken quickly by Strauch, and now Rodon has the ball. Here's Longstaff, who's dropped in at the moment into a bit of a right-back position. Now Aronson. Good feet from Aronson, gets the ball back to Longstaff, but it is going to end up going all the way back to, Longstaff's old teammate at Newcastle, Carl Darlow. Goodmanson gets his body in well there, gives the ball to Strauch. Strauch gives the ball to Ampadu, who kind of pokes it back to Darlow there. A bit lucky from Leeds, but just need to make sure that we don't get caught on the ball when they do press Fulham, because they do seem to be pressing quite high up. Here's Pascal Strauch. Long ball forward there towards Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's going to attempt to run into the channel and retrieve that, but it is going to go out for a throw-in before Calvert-Lewin can get anywhere near it. Leeds fans already singing do football in a library 4 minutes in. Darlow's distribution probably is better than Perry, but Perry's probably a better overall shot stopper. Calvert-Lewin wins himself a free kick. Clever little bit of play by him and gives Leeds a chance to get a breather and play the ball forward as Joachim Andersen makes that foul. Goodmanson then is the one to take this free kick. Chance to whip the ball in from the left-hand side here from Goodmanson. Sun seems to be in the eyes of a lot of players. Goodmanson with the ball in towards the back post. Aronson's going to be able to get there before Rodrigo Muniz. Plays that ball all the way back to Bogle though. Leeds end up getting forced all the way back in the end, and that's not great considering where we were to start with. Okafor, good little pass into Stack, who just keeps hold of it. Does well there, Stack. But now Stack's gone down, holding his face. So not a muscle injury or anything. He's straight back up, which is good to see. It's weird to see that there are a team on this pitch playing in white in an Adidas strip with SBO top on the sponsor and it not be Leeds. Here's Okafor. Into Stack. Back to Goodmanson, and then Okafor plays that all the way back to Strauch again. Welcome everybody who's joining us. If you haven't already, hit that like button and also hit that big subscribe button down below. Join the community. Here is Jayden Bogle out on the right hand side. Drops that off into Longstaff. Now Rodon. Yeah, I think so, Chaz. Goodmanson. Back to Strauch, and then all the way back to Darlow again. Darlow with a little chipped ball out to Bogle. Bogle's pass not great there, and Aronson can't get it. Sander Berger back to Lukic, and then back all the way to Tete, and now Andersen. Yeah, I want to see some good stuff from Okafor today, Pierre. We're in the black, the scarf kit. The third kit. Here's Sessegnon. I would have thought we'd have played in the blue kit. No, we're in the black kit. Here's Andersen. We should be in the blue kit. Plus, it's a nicer kit. Here's Andersen. Now Bassi. Oh, bit of a loose touch from Bassi, but he's able to play the ball down the line here. Sessegnon tries to cross it into the box. Blocked away, though, by Aronson. It's not actually gone out, and Aronson's done fantastically well there. Really good bit of play there from Aronson. Good strength. But then eventually Sessegnon comes out with the ball somehow, because nobody helped Aronson out, really. Now Sander Berger. Lukic. Ball forward here to Muniz, who tries to feed it into Josh King, but can't quite. You know how actors can't ever have the same name as each other? Like when they sign up to be in Hollywood or whatever. Like David Tennant's not actually called David Tennant. He had to change his name because there was another David Tennant who was an actor. I think footballers should have to do a similar thing, like either use their last name or he should have something else on the back of his shirt, because Josh King is also a footballer, the Norwegian Josh King, who played for Watford and other teams for many years. And I didn't know that this was a new, young Josh King until recently. Well, to be fair, I thought that can't be him, the old one, but it's not. Clearance forward there. Good header by Stack, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin tries to get on the end of it, just bodied by Bassey there. Bassey's pass, though. Bassey's passy wasn't very goody. And now Stack charging forward on the left-hand side. He's got Okafor in support. Oh, you've got to try that pass to Okafor there. Would you take a 0-0 now? I don't know. I never want to kind of bow out and take a 0-0 like 9 minutes in. But I would love to get us... If we could get a win out of this, it would be amazing. 4 points so far, and if we could make... Oh, it's a terrible pass by Ampadu. It's going to be a goal kick. 7 points out of 4 games would be amazing for us. It really would be a good start. Oh yeah, Joel Peru's not even on the bench. Forgot about that. Nice one, White Swan. Calvin Bassey with the ball forward into Iwobi. Great challenge from Aronson, but he just can't quite maintain his footing as he tries to carry on. Here's Tete, though, with the ball down the line towards Lukic, and Anton Stack is judged to have been all over him. Anton Stack in his NSYNC era with frosted tips there. Yeah, he just got hold of him there, Anton Stack, and eventually they both fall down together. Stack's got himself a yellow card 11 minutes in, which is not good to see. We have got Tanaka, though, as well, on the bench, if needs be, later on. Free kick to Fulham, then. Harry Wilson stands over it. It's from a tight angle, so not really a shooting angle, but he's got Harry Wilson and Sasa Lukic stood over it. And there is a Fulham player on the edge of the box, so Leeds will have to be quick out to... to block that. Aronson looks like he's kind of ready to do that job if needs be. Harry Wilson then with the ball into the box, headed directly up in the air by Strauch, and then Darlow feels like he was fouled there. I think Darlow just kind of threw himself to the floor, but fair play to him because he's won a free kick. Yeah, Darlow just runs at Moniz and then bounces off him and falls to the ground and wins himself a free kick. Which, I mean, blatant cheating, but don't mind if it works, do you, for your team? Here is Joachim Andersen. Across now to Calvin Bassey, who's got the option of Sessegnon out wide, but doesn't use him and goes back across to Andersen. Andersen now into Tete. Tete with the ball down the line, but Strauch can leave that to go for a goal kick there. Here's Bogle. Oh, poor back pass by... Calvert-Lewin as Bogle played it into his feet. But Leeds do win the ball back, though. Here's Ampadu. Ampadu probably could have played that ball early to Stack, but didn't. There's a lot of kind of like risk-averse football that we play at times where you just see that pass open up and you've got about a second to pass it. And if you don't, it closes the gap and then you have to turn around and go backwards. And we end up turning around going backwards a lot because we kind of... we kind of stop what we're doing. Oh, good foot there by Leeds. Leeds are playing a little bit of a risky game here. I need to get rid of it. And eventually we give the ball back again, but Leeds are a bit worrying in that situation there. Here's Iwobi. Tries to go down the line. Good tackle by Aronson, and eventually it's forced back there to Sanderberger. Now Anderson. Across to Bassi. Ball into the box there, and Darlow comes and collects that one well. Just taking his time here to look at his options, Darlow. Asking for a bit of movement in front of him, but sends it out rolling to Pascal Strauch. Strauch into Goodmanson, who takes a nice little touch forward. Goodmanson, ball into Stack. Oh, Stack's pass out wide to Okafor is intercepted by Anderson, and now Harry Wilson just crossing the halfway line on the right-hand side. Here's Josh King with the ball. Back again to Sasa Lukic, who's dropped into that right-back position, and eventually the ball ends up with Bassi as Fulham attempt to come out the other side. Switch ball, though, forward by Bassi towards Harry Wilson in the box and cleared away by Pascal Strauch well. Good header by Stack there, and now Okafor off on the run down the left-hand side. Still going here, Okafor. He's still going. Oh, he can't quite do it in the end, but he does win Leeds a corner. Does really well there, Okafor, to get us right down the pitch. CB, welcome to the chat. Sorry I'm late. Will I be fined? No, you won't. But hopefully Leeds are about to score from a corner. Looks like it might be Anton Stack to come and take this corner, you know. The tallest player on the pitch. If Calvert-Lewin could get on the end of this, I'd be very, very happy. Ball into the box by Stack. Aronson tries to play that one back in. Calvert-Lewin straight at the goalkeeper with the header. First shot on target there for Leeds. But anywhere other than straight at the goalkeeper, and he would have had to make a much more difficult save than that, Leno. Here's Goodmanson. Now Rodon. Goodmanson. Ampadu. Now Rodon. Good ball outside to Bogle. Bogle needs some help here. Gets it there from Longstaff, who wins Leeds yet another corner here. Definitely was a corner. Thank you, Craig Pawson. You could see the deflection where it came off there. Yeah, just needed to get more on it with the last one. Corner about to come in then from the right-hand side. In swinger by Goodmanson. Ball into the box, flicked on. Won by Okafor at the back post, over on the left wing. Now Aronson. Spread across now to Jayden Bogle. Stack with the ball into the box towards Calvert-Lewin. Drops it down to Aronson. Aronson trying to take it with him, but can't. And eventually that's going to be given as an offside against Leeds, I think, there. Hi, Sijal, welcome. I think we're doing all right, to be fair. It's been a fairly even game. Well, commentators just said that Leeds have been slightly better. I think it was Dominic Calvert-Lewin was offside there just as he tried to head that back to Aronson. %59 possession to Leeds so far. Here's Bassi across to Anderson. Intercepted, though, by Longstaff, and Longstaff with a good ball into Okafor. Okafor now running at Anderson. Still going here, Okafor. He's done well to carry the ball that far up the pitch, and he's won Leeds a throw-in high up. it's good to have an outlet like Okafor who can do that. I'd say he's a little bit similar in his style to Ramazani, but with a little bit more, a bit more weight behind him. He can put his back into a challenge and hold people off a little bit better than what Ramazani could. Gives him a chance to win corners and free kicks and throw-ins up in the final third. Here's Ampadu, a little outside of the football, back to Strauch. Strauch over to Goodmanson now. Here is Strauch. Member for 23 months, CB is so close to 2 years. Thank you so much for your continued support, CB. I think you get a new badge when you hit 2 years. It's going to be a throw in there to Fulham out on the left-hand side. Poor pass there from Joe Rodon, I think. Here's Anderson. Now Sander Berge. Calvin Bassey. Now Lukic, bringing the ball forward here. Plays it out wide to Tete. Here's Harry Wilson. Goes for the reverse pass. Josh King there, but can't quite. And eventually the ball ends up with Anderson. Fulham centre-backs. Here's Anderson again. Leeds dropping in a little bit deeper now as this period of possession comes forward for Fulham. Here's Iwobi. Back again to Sessegnon. Now Calvin Bassey. Here's Joachim Anderson with a little chipped ball forward. High foot there probably from Moniz, but cleared away by Leeds. Kenny Tete just kind of muscles Okafor out of the way there. Aronson does really well there, and so does Longstaff. Here's Aronson trying to come forward, and that's a foul by Josh King. If that should be a yellow card for stopping a counter-attack there. It really should. And if it's not, then I can't believe that Stack got one and he didn't. It should have been a yellow card. Definitely. Oh, you would say that, biased commentator. Here's Longstaff. Now Bogle. With the ball into the box towards Calvert-Lewin. It wasn't a convincing clearance by Fulham. And that's going to be a throw into Fulham right in their own defensive third. Goodmanson heads that one. Here is Goodmanson. Tackled there by Kenny Tete, and it's going to be a throw into Leeds. So Goodmanson. Now Longstaff. Good ball out wide now to Jayden Bogle. Bogle goes past one here. Plays the ball to Aronson. Longstaff's on if you can find him. Now Ampadu. Strauch here. Good ball by Strauch to Goodmanson. Goodmanson with a chance to cross this. Goodmanson with a good ball into the box. Over everyone though, unfortunately. And Iwobi comes out with it on the other side. Trying to take it past Bogle. Bogle does well there just to slow him down enough. He does well there, Bogle, really well. Fulham have to throw it backwards and we're back underway again. Here's Sander Berge. Now Anderson. They're inside the box now, Fulham, but Pascal Struijk is able to head that away. Aronson's going to try and keep it in, but he can't. It's going to be a throw into Fulham. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button, everybody. There's 148 people in the chat. And according to Pierre, only 56 likes. 62 likes, actually, but still. Here's Calvin Bassey. Across now to Joachim Andersen. Bassey again now with the ball. Bassey's little pass down the line there is not going to be good enough for Fulham to get on the end of, and it's going to be a Leeds United goal kick here. Tyler Uppers has scored for Tamworth. Struijk clears that one forward. Good little flick by Stack, but it is sent forward again by Joachim Andersen. That's jammy. That's gone right to Rodrigo Muniz. That was just a clearance from Andersen, and it went right to Muniz in the box, but was cleared away and tidied up by Rodon in the end. Honestly, it's just a clearance by Andersen, and it goes straight through to Rodrigo Muniz in the box. His chest touch is not good enough, and Rodon's able to clear it. Harry Wilson then is going to be the one to take this corner. Coming into the box there from Harry Wilson, punched away by Darlow, only as far as Bassey. Tackled there by a combination of Aronson and Bogle, but Aronson just gives it straight back to Sessegnon, whose cross is terrible, and now cleared away by Goodmanson. Because of Leeds' arm sponsor, that Parry match, it looks like every single Leeds player has a captain's armband on. Here's Bogle. Does well there to get the ball back to Darlow, and Darlow will have to clear that one under a bit of pressure there. Ooh. Longstaff came across there to deal with the threat of Bassey, and Bassey is still in a heap on the floor. Justin O'Dell, member for 17 months. Thanks so much for being a member for so long. Justin, feeling a bit optimistic right now. It's unsettling. Yeah, I think we've been pretty good, you know. I think we've been pretty good so far in this game. And I've been happy with what I've seen. But then in the Newcastle game, I was happy with what I've seen. And in the Everton game, I was happy with what I've seen. It's only the Arsenal game where I've ever thought this season that Leeds have been really poor. So, look, if we're good in most games, apart from the ones against the traditional top six, not the end of the world, is it? Here's Anderson. Tries to clear that one forward, but Ampadu blocks it. Ampadu now chasing down Bassey. Does really well there, Ampadu, but unfortunately Bassey still retains possession. But now Dominic Calvert-Lewin wins the ball back and then is fouled by Sander Berge. Surely that's now a yellow card for Sander Berge. Don't think he's even going to give him one, you know. Yeah, he's just gone right through him there, Sander Berge. Here's Rodon. All the way back to Darlow. Struijk now into Goodmanson. Goodmanson clears that one. Up to Calvert-Lewin, who holds the ball up well and is fouled again by Berge. Anton Stack with a good ball forward here to Noah Okafor. Oh, Okafor with great feet there as he comes inside. Okafor still going. Plays a good ball out wide to Bogle on the right-hand side. Bogle coming inside now. Leeds fortunately still have the ball there. Somehow. Poking the ball around. The ball's bouncing around in the box here a lot. Aronson somehow still got it. Aronson still got the ball. Gives it to Stack. Oh, Stack. First time pass into the box is poor. And now the clearance over the top is able to be dealt with by Rodon, who plays it back to Darlow. Was it Voltemada who scored for Newcastle? Here's Okafor. Now Ampadu. Now Pascal Struijk back to Rodon and then back across to Ampadu. Here's Goodmanson carrying the ball forward again. Great first time pass from Stack into Okafor. Okafor tries to chip it back to the edge of the box. Oh, Iwobi was aware of Longstaff there and just nicks it away from him. Leeds still have the ball here as Goodmanson can bring it forward again. Here's Okafor. Okafor with a good ball into Goodmanson. Goodmanson tries to square that across. It's cleared only to as far as Anton Stack, whose shot is blocked there. And now Ampadu can chest that one back to Noah Okafor. Okafor to Struijk, and now Rodon. Leeds are playing really well here. Aronson. Okafor. Struijk over to Rodon. And now Longstaff. Bogle. Ampadu with the ball down the line there. Aronson's going to chase that one from Calvin Bassey, but can he get anything out of this here? He's done well there, Aronson. He's got the ball to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin's offside again. He needs to stop doing that, Calvert-Lewin. Oopsie daisy. Let me just get the StreamYard thing back up again. Here is Bernd Leno. Sends that one long. And Jaden Bogle is going to have to chase that down after the flick on there by Rodon. Struijk back to Darlow. Darlow clears that one. Leeds win that back via Stack, but that's going to be a free kick. Foul by Okafor and a free kick here that Lukic takes quickly. Here's Bogle. Now Anderson. Josh King plays that ball back. Berger now to Iwobi. Aronson chasing down Iwobi there. Aronson's been all over the place in terms of his... he's tracking down. He's really been pressing and harrying the opposition, which I think is helping Leeds here. That's going to be a foul as Josh King falls over there under the tackle of Stack, but I don't think there was much in it. Could have said that about Newcastle, to be fair, Penny, but a point against Newcastle is a fantastic result. You've got to be happy about performances. If you're playing well, then you're always giving yourself a chance. Well, free kick here to Fulham. About 40 yards out here. Harry Wilson with a little chipped ball in towards the back post, goes over everybody, and Darlow can take a nice, comfortable goal kick after that. Good to see. It was Josh King that got fouled, and also the commentator on this feed also said that it was Sasa Lukic that got fouled, but it was Josh King. Ball down the line there, and it's going to go out for a throw-in to Leeds. Goodmanson then waiting to take this throw in. That's going to be another throw into Leeds. Does well there, Calvert-Lewin, to get the ball back to Goodmanson, who is tackled there, and now potential for a counter-attack here from Fulham. Longstaff does really well to come across and help that there, stop that counter-attack. Here's Okafor. Okafor with a lovely spreaded ball out wide to Bogle on the right-hand side here. Bogle waiting for some options to help him. Bogle does really well, goes past Iwobi there. Still going here, Bogle. Goes to shoot and wins Leeds a corner kick. It is mad, isn't it, how this is our fourth game. We're over half an hour into it, and we still haven't scored a goal from open play yet in the league. CB saying, is Wilson still linked with Leeds for a possible January transfer? Yeah, he is. They've obviously got some new signings in, like Chukwuemeka from AC Milan on loan. So he'll want to get games, and potentially that'll be the chance for Wilson to go out the door. Ball into the box was terrible there from that corner. Hit the first man, but Aronson can give it back to Goodmanson for a second bite of the cherry. Good ball into the box there. Oh, it wasn't actually. Went over everyone. Wasted opportunity there, really, and it's going to be a goal kick to Fulham. Yeah, Calvert-Lewin nearly got on top of Leno then when he needed to clear the ball, Leno. Here's Sessegnon charging forward. Longstaff doing his best to charge back there. Combination of Longstaff and Aronson forced them to go back to the defence though, which is good. Here's Berger. Long ball forward here, and it's going to go all the way to Darlow, who could just catch that. Darlow rolls that one out to Strauch. Rodrigo Muniz is chasing him down here. Goodmanson. Oh, Goodmanson loses the ball here. Chance for Muniz to poke the ball through, but a good tackle by Ampadu there. Really good challenge by Ampadu. Longstaff, Rodon, Strauch. Okafor, Strauch. Here's Rodon. Now Stack goes all the way back to Darlow. It's going to go all the way out for a Fulham throw-in at right back, but we've gained a lot of yards there on the pitch. I think we did really well in... I think we did really well in the Newcastle game without Ampadu in that midfield, to be fair. Clearance there from Fulham. Stack just keeps that ball in. Winsley's a throw-in. It's going to be another throw into Leeds. Leeds can't really seem to... We're about halfway inside the Fulham half, but we can't really seem to get the ball into anyone's feet whilst we're trying to take these throw-ins. Long ball down the line here. That's another throw in for Leeds. Goodmanson then. Looks like it's going to be a long throw in from Ampadu here. Ampadu with a long throw in towards the box there. Here's Aronson. Chips that back into the box. Eventually Harry Wilson can clear it. Another offside then against Leeds. Underway again here. Here's Calvin Bassey. Now Anderson. Anderson. Back here to Bassey. Now Harry Wilson. Back to Anderson. Here's Tete. Good ball down the line there. Cleared well by Strauch, but Lukic now with the ball. Wilson. Back to Tete. Now Berger. Back down the line for Wilson. Good foot there by Stack. And then Okafor and then Leeds. Oh, come on. That would have been a good little counter-attack opportunity for Leeds, but the referee's given a free kick to Leeds. Here's Okafor trying to bring it forward, but loses out to Berger there. Doesn't always have to take the man on. Come back and do your defensive work, Noah. Here's Bassey. Hi, Lord Shiogarath. Welcome to the stream, mate. Sessegnon with the ball into the box. Headed away by Strauch, and now Goodmanson can play that one down the line to Okafor. Okafor flicks it over Berger's head, and Berger takes him down. Surely to God, Berger gets a yellow card by now. Darlow then gets ready to take this free kick. I think he's going to try and send it long. Certainly seems that way. Oh, look, there's Steve Sidwell in the crowd. Ball forward. Won well by Calvert-Lewin. Okafor. Now, oh! Longstaff absolutely battered that off the top of the... I think it touched the top of the crossbar there. From the edge of the box, it was bouncing across and he just leathered it. And I'm sure it hit the top of the crossbar. Either that or it just was one of those ones that just kept rising. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got an absolute strike on that. It did take a deflection and the goalkeeper, I think, pushed it just over the bar. Oh, it does hit the crossbar. What a strike that was from Longstaff. Really unlucky. That's very random, Chewy, but thank you for that fact. Longstaff with a good ball out wide to Bogle. He's got Aronson beyond him. Aronson goes and gets that. He's being attacked there by Bassey and he loses. I think he just got scared of Bassey, to be fair there, Aronson. I don't blame him, but as a professional, he should be doing better. Who got the second Newcastle goal? Is Elanga not even on the pitch for Newcastle? Good ball forward here from Fulham, but Darlow's well out to come and get that. There's Leno again with the ball. Now Anderson. Here's Calvin Bassey. Across now to Anderson again. Here's Kenny Tete. Chance to cross the ball into the box. Well defended in the end by Rodon, and it's adjudged to have been a foul by Rodrigo Muniz on Rodon as well there. So it's going to be a free kick to Leeds rather than a corner to Fulham. Darlow then to take this free kick. Sends that one long. Absolutely zero time added on as well to that first half. I'm just going to go and refill my water bottle and stuff, and I'll be back very shortly to talk about the first half there. Hello everybody, I am back. Here we go. So, what do we think of that first half? Sajal asking as well. Sorry, Max. Sorry, have been out in and out of the house. 0-0. We'll take that. How we doing, Max and Peeps? I think we've been the better side. We've had two, not necessarily clear-cut chances, but two better chances than what they've had. I think we've been really decent in that first half. Happy with the way we've defended, the possession that we've kept. I like what I'm seeing from Noah Okafor, his ability to take people on and create things and even get himself just corners and free kicks and things like that. I think he's been really good. So far, I'm very happy with what we've had. Chaz coming through with some statistics for us, as usual. Thanks, Chaz. Fulham apparently have had no shots when we've had 4 shots, 56% possession as well for Leeds. So that's really good. That Longstaff chance, if that had flown in, wow. He just absolutely leathered it from the edge of the box on the half volley. If that had flown in the top corner, I'd have been absolutely buzzing. Just skimmed off the top of the crossbar, so unlucky. And then, of course, you had that Dominic Calvert-Lewin chance earlier. But Calvert-Lewin one might have been offside, where it just popped up to him in the box and his header wasn't fantastic, really. Let's have a little look at what the scores around the grounds are. Bournemouth are beating Brighton 1-0. Everton, Aston Villa is 0-0. Crystal Palace, Sunderland 0-0. And of course, Fulham, Leeds United 0-0. Games left to play this weekend. West Ham versus Spurs. Brentford versus Chelsea, both today. Then you've got Burnley, Liverpool tomorrow. Man City, Man United tomorrow as well. Bloody hell. Crystal. Match of the day tonight is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games on it. And I'd imagine that we'll be quite far down the list unless some goals go in this game. Oh, wrong app. I thought DCL did well with his header. There was no pace on the balls he had to work. Yeah, because Aronson does keep kind of flicking balls back in with not much pace on them. And then when DCL has to generate the power himself, he did well to generate the power that he managed to generate, but just it needed to be to the point where the goalkeeper had to dive either way, whereas he did kind of have to just stay in the middle of his goal. But yeah, Newcastle's second goal was disallowed. I'd love to see us just score a goal. If we drew every game for the rest of the season, then we stay up, so that wouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, they got absolutely battered, didn't they, Sheffield United? Bottom of the league. Welcome, Wayne. Welcome to the chat, mate. This is a game where you've got to feel at the moment it's probably for the taking. I think it is. I think there's a possibility that Leeds get something out of this, and I'm really, really hoping we do. Calvert-Lewin, if he can get in behind, if he can get a clear-cut chance, there's always a chance he puts one away, so that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Imagine if we stay up without scoring a single goal from open play all season. I mean, it's got to happen at some point, hasn't it? I mean, the goal from... Does Mitrovic left Fulham? Mitrovic has been in Saudi Arabia for Al Hilal for the last 2 years? He joined Al Hilal in 2023, so he's been there for 2 years. There's a chance that he was leaving on a free, though, to be fair, I think, Mitrovic at one point. as Louis Saha left Fulham. Yeah, Sheffield United are doing really, really badly. Yeah, look, we scored that really good goal from Stack against AC Milan in pre-season, didn't we? So if there's a chance that we can score a goal like that, or one like Longstaff from the edge of the box, it wouldn't be bad, would it? I know how DCL feels. Any kind of goal fame will boost his confidence 100% or 1,000%. That's how strikers tick. Absolutely. If he can get on the end of something and just tap it away into the back of the net, it will really, really set him off going, I think. So I'm hoping something drops for him in this second half. I also think that at some point we'll see Aronson taken off for either Dan James or Wilfred Gnonto. Or probably most likely, I'd imagine that we might see Gnonto and James come on for Aronson and Okafor. I think we might see both at some point in this game, which wouldn't say is too much of a problem, to be honest. Stack's on a yellow card as well, so there's a potential that somebody like Tanaka could come on instead of Stack. Yeah, I'd like to see Okafor and Gnonto or Okafor and James on. But I think it's going to be both of them off. Yeah, I think Okafor's been quite good, and some of the take-ons that, like, he nutmegged someone and ran inside earlier, it gets the crowd going and it gets him into a better position from it. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing what Okafor can do before he gets subbed, because I imagine he probably is going to get subbed off at some point. Okafor and Aronson have been okay, though. I think Aronson's had some good defensive contributions more than anything, but he's put a few good balls into the box as well, Aronson, to be fair. Nonto's been really good when he's played on that left-hand side, though, in combination with Goodmanson. Nonto's been one of our better players this season so far. We'll have to just see what the decision is. Looking at the stats, we're playing well. Remember that we are away from home and have made them look below average. I think we've done really well, I think we've played really, really well. Thanks for that bit of information, Wayne. It's usually people name their dogs Max, not their cats, but it's... Sorry, I'm just watching some random badminton on the Korea Open, apparently. Yeah, the midfield's been really, really solid, and of course we get the we have the option of Tanaka. Harrison gets a good ball in the box every now and again, and he's not a bad player, is he? But I think I would rather Dan James and Gnonto in this game. Oh, players look like they might be heading back out onto the pitch in a second. Look like they're getting ready. It's weird tunnel at Fulham, isn't it? And the actual media, the media bit is outside. Like, I can see the media wall there where they'll ask questions and stuff after the game. It's like out the back by some houses. Yeah, Metra's on the bench, but Piru's not. Fulham players are heading out, but Leeds aren't. Quite yet. They're all kind of stood at the end of the dugout, or the end of the tunnel, waiting to come out, and now they are running out onto the pitch. Leeds, though, still not to come out. What's a bizarre decision on Peru? He's injured, I think. 100 likes. You know what that means, don't you? Leeds United goal. Marco Silva heading back out onto the pitch then with his coaching staff as well. Just need to hopefully Leeds come out soon, because we do need both teams to be able to play this game. Oh, there they are. Oh, they might have made a substitution, Fulham. Fulham the only ground to have a mixed terrace. Do they still have that though? Just getting ready to start the timer again. I feel like Fulham might have brought Timothy Castagna on. There's still quite a lot of people on the pitch before I press start. Referee soaked. Now we're about to kick off. Daniel Farker, though, has not fully made his way over yet. Underway here then, in the second half. All right, for some reason the timer wouldn't start, but we're only a few seconds out. Anyway, it's going to be a throw in here for Fulham. Here's Bassi. Here is Kenny Tete. Back to Anderson, being pressed there by Okafor. Leno's going to have to play that one quickly to Bassi as Aronson's pressing him. Fairly easy. Oh no, Aronson's won the ball back though here. He's been fouled there, Aronson, by Sessegnon. It's going to be a free kick in a fairly good position for Leeds. It's absolutely hammering it down at Craven Cottage at the start of the second half, by the way. It really is. It's torrential. Oof. Yep. Remember, everybody, don't give any inclination that a goal's gone in until I've reacted to it. Stack then. Oh, Stack's. There's a one-man wall and Stack managed to hit it. That's awful from Stack. And obviously he's angry with himself, but that's so bad. Bogle with the good ball into the box. Now Okafor. Okafor's cross there has been kept in after the deflection. And that is going to be a throw in to Leeds, I think. Yeah, throw into Leeds. Here's Goodmanson then with the ball. Good little bit of play there from Leeds. Now Anton Stack. Still going here. Stack across to Aronson. Good shot. Saved by the goalkeeper. Little outside of the foot shot there from Aronson. Saved by Leno. But Leeds with a good chance there. Aronson tries a little flick on, but no one's beyond him. And eventually the ball back to Leno is played out to Sessegnon. Unlucky there from Leeds. Bogle's going to be penalised for that one. I don't think that was a foul, but unlucky for Leeds on that chance a second ago. Here's Kenny Tete down the right-hand side, looking for a crossing opportunity. Cross comes into the box, headed away by Bogle. Another little flick by Aronson. Forces him to go back to Bassey there, Aronson. Good pressing from him. Here's Joachim Andersen. Now Lukic. Sander Berger. Playing it back now to Bassey. Iwobi. Sessegnon. No, I don't think so, Sajal. Here's Tete. Good ball there from Harry Wilson. Back to Tete. Tete with the cross across the box. Pascal Struck does well to head away, and Okafor again heads that one away. Harry Wilson picks it up and gives it back to Anderson, though. Here's Wilson. Now Bassey. Sessegnon. Bassey again. Here's Joachim Andersen. Now Lukic. Tete. Back inside now to Sander Berger. Calvin Bassey. Out wide here to Iwobi. He's got Sessegnon going beyond him. Iwobi looks to play it to Sessegnon. Ball across the box. Away in the end by Rodon. And that deflection there from Josh King, and it's going to be a Leeds United goal kick. I'm just watching the replay at the moment of Aronson's shot, but Fulham are on the attack here, apparently. Here they are. Here's Kenny Tete. Now Lukic. Anderson. Bassey. Sessegnon. Iwobi. Bogle does really well to win the ball back off Iwobi. Good tackle by Sander Berger, to be fair. His ex-Sheffield United teammate, but Leeds do well with Longstaff, and that's got to be a yellow card for Iwobi. Pure frustration creeping in there as he throws Bogle to the ground. If he doesn't get a yellow card for that, then I don't know what you could get a yellow card for. He grabs him by both shoulders and the chest and throws him onto the ground. I can't show you the subs bench, but I can tell you what it is. Subs bench is Melier, Justin, Biol, Gruev, Tanaka, Harrison, James, Nyonto, and Metcha. His Bogle. Oh, I just can't quite keep that one in. It's going to be a throw-in. Here's Anderson. Now Ampadu. Strauch. Ampadu pokes that one back out to Goodmanson. Goodmanson into Okafor. Good ball from Okafor out wide to Bogle. Bogle's got a lot of space to run into here, but not really much help. Aronson's there, and he comes inside, though, to Longstaff. Longstaff Okafor was through then in the box. He still is through. And it's going to be a Leeds United corner kick in the end. Oh, it's not apparently. It's a goal kick. Don't know how. There was a scramble on the edge of the box there as the ball kind of rolls through. Yeah, a good little flick there by Dominic Calvert-Lewin as he tried to backheel it into the box. Okafor tried to get on the end of it. A lot of sliding around. There might be a VAR check for a handball there. Bassi slid and handballed it. Mitoma scored. Got him in my team, so that's pretty good. Yeah. Yay, nice. Long ball forward here from Fulham. Sessegnon with the throw-in. Back to Berger. Sessegnon goes all the way back to Bassi. Bassi plays that one into Anderson. Anderson with the ball out to the right-hand side for Harry Wilson. Into the feet now. Oh, well, Leeds win it back, though. Here's Okafor. With a little ball into Calvert-Lewin, who nearly kept the ball there, but Anderson wins it and gives it straight to Bogle, though. Leeds have got a chance for a counter-attack here. If Bogle can switch the ball somehow to Okafor, no, he stopped making the run. Bogle shoots, saved by Leno. Poor shot in the end from Bogle. Leeds are playing well, but Fulham, obviously, who are a more established and good Premier League side, are bringing the game to us now, and we're having to defend a little bit. But it might mean that there's more chances creeping in as they try to push for a goal more. For Leeds, I mean, on the counter-attack. Here's Bassi. Now Iwobi. Iwobi chips the ball in, headed away by Rodon. Only as far as Bassi again, though. Now Anderson. Bassi. Hey, thanks White Swan with the 199 super chat. Maybe this will help. Come on, Leeds. Thank you so much for the super chat, White Swan. I really appreciate that as we look to get in front here in this game. Here's Calvin Bassi with the ball. That's a handball there by Leeds, but accidental, so the referee says play on. I think his arm was in an unnatural position, so it probably should have been a handball, but nevertheless, Longstaff. Into Rodon now. Now into Stack as Leeds come forward. Stack should have played the ball forward to Calvert-Lewin, not out wide to Okafor. And that's what Calvert-Lewin's turning around and telling him. The pass to Calvert-Lewin was definitely on then. Dan James is on the bench yet. Sander Berger across to Calvin Bassi now. Bassi. Good foot there by Bogle as he tried to play the ball forward towards Iwobi. I just had to watch a snot rocket fall out of Bogle's nose, so that was gross. No wonder he's called Bogle. Here's Anderson. Ball into Rodrigo Muniz, who's trying to hold it up. Leeds do really well to win the ball back, but apparently it's a free kick to Fulham on the edge of the box. Yeah, Stack should have played the ball through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Smith Art, he really should. Welcome to the chat, by the way. Sajal saying it sounds like Fulham are taking control. Yeah, they are, but you would expect so at home for a well-established Premier League side. I mean, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there. Muniz has got a massive handful of Strauch's shirt. Strauch's got a handful of Muniz's shirt, and eventually he just kind of throws himself to the ground, Muniz. This is going to be upsetting if this free kick just flies in the top corner, isn't it? I imagine it might be Harry Wilson to take, especially if it's Harry Wilson who scores it against us. It's a good position for Wilson, this, for the free kick as well. Goes to shoot. Saved well by Darlow, his Wales teammate there. That was going right in the top corner, and Darlow managed to save it, thank God. Yeah, it looked like it was kind of, he dived too far a little bit there, Darlow, and then used his kind of, his trailing hand to just kind of bash it away at the last second. Lukic then with a corner kick now. Ball into the box, headed away by Stack it was. And it's going to be a throw into Fulham here. Here's Sessegnon. Sessegnon throws that one forward. Into the box, it goes past everyone there, and thank God there wasn't a Fulham player to finish it off. Here's Ampadu. Drops that off to Rodon. Rodon with a good pass to Goodmanson out on the left here. Goodmanson with the ball forward there towards Calvert-Lewin. Not good enough, and it goes all the way out for a Leno goal kick. Josh King coming on. Josh King coming off. Harry Wilson coming off. And Adama Traore and Emile Smith-Rowe are coming on. Fulham have now got 3 players with a very similar haircut on the pitch. You've got Traore, you've got Calvin Bassey, and you've got Alex Iwobi, who have all got a very similar haircut. Here's Bassey. Here's Joachim Andersen. Now Calvin Bassey, whose shorts are falling down. Long ball forward, goes all the way through to Darlow, who can just catch that one easily. Imagine having Adama Traore and Emile Smith-Rowe to bring off the bench. Rodon. It's like I think it's like how many things you put in the chat. Like you get XP for it or something. I don't know. Some sort of little game thing that doesn't mean anything. Aronson tries to chest that one down, but it's just a bit powerful for him. Here's Iwobi. Aronson still chasing him down. Iwobi switches the play out wide to Adama Traore. Goodmanson trying to stop him here as he comes forward. Goodmanson does really well there against Adama Traore. And then a foul on Longstaff by Sessegnon. Couldn't think of his name. You say that about the 75-minute thing for Farke, but he hasn't really done that this season, I don't think. A lot of his substitutions have been made a little bit earlier than that. Dominic Calvert-Lewin nearly was in the box there, but the ball just bounces through harmlessly to Leno. Here's Sander Berge. Here's Bassey. Now Iwobi. Oh, eventually Leeds win the ball back through Bogle. Balls goes down the line there, but Sander Berge is going to pick that one up ahead of Longstaff and play the ball all the way back to Leno. I'd like to just see Calvert-Lewin get one clear-cut chance, because he hasn't really had one. Something to just fall at his feet for him to put in the back of the net. Little back heel from Smith Rowe goes all the way through to Darlow there. Rodon into Longstaff. Now Aronson. Bogle. Back to Longstaff again. Good little bit of play there from Leeds. Longstaff, terrible pass, and is giving it straight to Adama Traore. Strauch, Ampadu, Longstaff. Now back to Aronson out on the right-hand side here. He's got Longstaff making a run beyond him. Should have given it to Longstaff earlier. Now he's not really got any options. Oh, that's a really poor ball from Aronson. It never makes it to Okafor. Tete's gone past Okafor, and Okafor's pulled him back, and Okafor's going to get himself a yellow card. Honestly, the amount of times I've been asked if Dan James is on the bench in this game. Yes, Dan James is on the bench. Yeah, just poor passing from Leeds. Just, yeah. Aronson's ball was like that, and then Longstaff's was before that gave the ball to Adama Traore in the first place. Here's Bassi. Now Iwobi. Good clearance by Joe Rodon. Okafor's going to get there before Tete, and he's gone past, or tried to go past Tete. Tete's blocked him, and the ref's not giving anything. Here's Smith Rowe. Sessegnon tries to cross the ball into the box. Goodmanson tried to chest that to the goalkeeper and ended up chesting it down. Wins himself a free kick in the end. Let's hope that he didn't handball it in that process. No, it didn't touch his hand at all. Yeah, it didn't touch his hand at any point. Even if it was accidental, it didn't touch his hand, so that's good. No chance it could possibly be given as anything. Darlow then with the free kick. Sander Berger with the clearance. Stack wins that one back, but it goes straight back to Sander Berger, unfortunately, and now Smith Rowe can bring it forward here. Gives the ball to Iwobi. Iwobi with the ball down the line, which Rodon's going to be able to see out nicely for a throw-in. He's going to wait for Bogle to come back and take that. Yeah, I agree, Jason. Fulham have had a lot of tackles that definitely should have been yellow cards that haven't been given. Bogle. Cleared by Aronson. Leeds have got the ball back here with Anton Stack. Dominic Calvert-Lewin making a run, but Stack plays the ball out wide here to Noah Okafor. Okafor up against Tete. Okafor still going past Tete. Gets the ball across the box, headed away, but as far as Stack, who can pick that one up. Back now to Gabriel Goodmanson. Back to Ampadu. Cross to Rodon. Oh, don't go backwards. Strauch. Ampadu. Goodmanson tries to play the ball forward. Here's Okafor. Oh, Okafor loses out, but the ball's still bouncing here. Bogle does really well to get there ahead of Iwobi. Don't know what Bogle was doing there. He just rolled it backwards out to himself. Out of play. He rolled it out of play with his heels there. Couple of substitutions for Leeds United. Okafor is coming off. Okafor off for Harrison. Who did Metcha come on for? Was it? Yeah, it was Calvert-Lewin. There you go. Free kick to Leeds here, I think. Foul by Sasa Lukic. Here's Bogle. Tries to get the ball to Aronson, but it's cleared. I think Aronson should have been the one to come off, you know. That's going to be a Leeds throw in there, or should have been. Muniz with a right-footed pass all the way through towards Adama Traore. Traore just in the box here. Traore looking for a pass. Leeds really surrounding him there. Berger plays the ball in towards the back post. Muniz heads it straight into the grateful gloves of Darlow. Thank God for that. Darlow does well there just to take that one in calmly. Harrison chasing down the defence here. Here's Bassi. Now Anderson. Bogle now. Bogle fouled. Bogle not been... That's a foul there on Bogle. And Smith Rowe goes to shoot. Darlow saves it off the post in the end and Leeds clear. That should have been a foul on Bogle. Yeah, it is a foul. It was a really good save by Darlow in the end. Just saves it onto the post, but it was definitely a foul on Bogle. Here's Bogle. Wins Leeds a throw in. Bogle into Ampadu. Now Aronson. Oh, poor pass from Smith Rowe, and Aronson's won that one back there. He's done really well, Aronson. Unlucky there in the end. Good tackle by Ampadu. It's going to be a Fulham throw in. Has it not been a single yellow card for a Fulham player? Madness. Smith Rowe. Leeds win the ball back here, but then straight one back again by Fulham. Here's Bassi. Now Anderson. Anderson trying to play a ball down the line to Traore. It's a really good pass, and Traore is going to get there, but his cross across the box is just... Goodmanson just got enough on it to just safely take it through to Darlow, but Goodmanson is... ended up in a crumpled heap against the advertising hoardings here. So Wrong tab. Here's Darlow then with the goal kick. Sends that one long. Doesn't quite make it to Metcher, and Berger wins the header unchallenged. Good ball from Ampadu. Oh, good tackle there by Sessegnon in the end, but it is going to be a Leeds throw-in in the Fulham half. Here's Strauch. Leeds with the ball here with Gabriel Goodmanson out on the left. Now Harrison, Goodmanson. Back to Longstaff. Stack with the ball forward towards Metcher here. Chests it down towards Aronson. Cleared away there by Sessegnon. But Leeds throw in a dangerous position up by the corner flag. Ampadu then is going to attempt to take another long throw in here. Long throw in into the box. Bouncing around. Here's Stack. Stack tries to cross it back across the box. Blocked away, but Goodmanson picks it up. Now Ampadu. Ampadu with the cross into the box. It's not a bad cross. Picked up at the back post by Longstaff. Longstaff, little ball towards the back post. Headed across. And then Stack over the bar. Foul, though, I think, by a Leeds player on a Fulham player, apparently. Well, Dan James is going to come on. Iwobi's also come off, but Dan James is going to come on. Oh, Okafor's back on for some reason on mine. Aronson then is the one to come off for Daniel James. Dan James wears the 7 shirt, doesn't he? Yes, he does. There we go. Substitutions have been made, so you can all see the lineup. Good win back, though, by Ampadu there. Dan James has made a run down the right. Here's Dan James' first couple of touches here. Dan James with the cross into the box, headed away by Bassey, only as far as Stack on the edge. Stack's ball back into the box is just drifted wide, and it's going to be a goal kick. Is Bernd Leno then with the goal kick. Looks like it stopped raining at Craven Cottage and it's now sunny again. Rondon with the header. You think that's Salomon Rondon, do you, commentator? Rodon. Here is Rodon charging forward was the ball. Gives the ball to Dan James. Dan James tries to get past Sessegnon, but Rodon's still chasing and pressing on the right wing here. That's going to be a Fulham throw-in, but Rodon can at least be given a chance to get back into his position. Bassey is their centre-back. Bassey. Bassey. So he's not Batty's namesake. Here's Kenny Tete. Into Adama Traore's feet. Well done by Sean Longstaff there. Really well watched there. Oh, Dan James is going to be able to pick the ball up there. Knew he was going to get fouled, Dan James. You just knew it, didn't you? As soon as he wins the ball back, he just gets fouled. Oh my God, 2 yellow cards for Fulham. 2 in a second. Leeds fans sarcastically cheering there. Leeds with a free kick then. Who's been our man of the match? I don't think anyone's been particularly fantastic. Ampadu's been decent. Longstaff's been decent. I actually genuinely can't pick someone who's been outstanding better than anybody else, to be honest. Absolutely, White Swan. We do deserve at least a point here. Been a good performance from Leeds. Hasn't made for the best game in the world, but it's been a decent performance. Harrison and Stack are the ones over the ball at the moment. Harrison crosses it in. Oh, Leeds can't keep the ball in play there. Just needed to try and direct that back towards goal. Yeah, Strouk just couldn't get on the end of it. Not the end of the world. Not a bad cross into the box, to be fair. Final 10 minutes here at Craven Cottage. It wasn't a bad cross, to be fair. Good header by Longstaff, but unfortunately goes back to Smith Rowe. Here's Kevin. Inside here to Smith Rowe. Good defending there by Leeds. Longstaff fouled there. Good play by Longstaff. And it's going to be a free kick to Leeds at right back. A lot of commentators have been saying how much of a good deal it was to get what's his face? Longstaff for only 12 million. Does well there, Metcha, to hold that up. Ampadu. Headed away by Bassi. Good tackle there by Pascal Strouk. Referee doesn't think so because he's absolutely shocking. That's a fantastic challenge by Pascal Strouk. That is a really good challenge by him, and it's been given as a free kick. What a joke. Moniz tries to get the ball to Adama Traore. Strouk going out to try and stop him getting the ball in the box. Crossed in by Tete, headed away by Longstaff. Harrison feels he was pushed there, but nothing given. Here's Adama Traore. Crossed into the box, headed away by Ampadu. Now Metcha just chasing down Bassi. Goes all the way back to Leno in the end. Now Bassi. To be fair, we were all on about Harry Wilson being a decent set piece taker. I don't think he took his decent set piece all game either, really. Doesn't always work out like that. Here's Kevin, who tries to cross one into the box. Flicked on. That's very, very lucky for Leeds there that Sasa Lukic wasn't able to get more contact on that. Yeah, if he'd have got a better purchase on that, could have been 1-0 to Fulham there. Sessegnon just flicks it on, and then Lukic just can't get enough on it. And it's going to be a Leeds goal kick. Raul Jimenez then is coming on for Rodrigo Muniz. And Tom Cairney is coming on for Sander Berge. Ooh, it kind of makes me cringe that what happened to Raul Jimenez, and he's got to wear that thing on his to protect his head, but I'm just not sure if I could go back out and play after something like that. He's a very brave fella. That's going to be a throw in to Fulham. Kevin tries to cross one across the box. Adama Traore arrives and leaps over the top of Goodmanson, but heads that one over the bar. I don't want to see 18 replays. I want to see the actual game. Here's Tete. Harrison trying to chase him down. Goodmanson trying to help out here. Harrison does well there. Oh, free kick apparently. 5 minutes left here. Here's Anderson. Now Bassi. Here's Kevin now. Trying to go past Dan James, and he does. Kevin with a chance to cross the ball in. He does, and Darlow catches that one well. Long ball from Anderson. Won by Joe Rodon. It's going to be a throw in here for Sessegnon to take. Dan James is down here. I hope that's not an injury that we have to replace him. I think it might be, I think Dan James might have done a mischief to his groin there. No, he just pulled. Yeah, he pulled up off the ball there, Dan James. Thanks, John. That's what we try to do on this channel. Yeah, Dan James looks like he's gone down with a little bit of a groin pull there. Which is not good news. I would imagine it'll be Wilfred Gnonto to come on if he's going to be replaced. Yep, Gnonto's getting ready. See, to me, Daniel Farke didn't play Dan James from the start in this game because he'd played 90 minutes for Wales in midweek. So then when it comes to bringing on a substitute, why would you not bring on Gnonto before Dan James? There you go. Wilfred Gnonto is coming on for Dan James after that injury. He just pulls up off the ball. She's never good. Hi, Ben. Welcome to the chat. I hope so. Imagine if Gnonto just bags one in the bottom corner. I'll be absolutely buzzing. Here's Bassey. Now Anderson. Bassey again. Lukic. Now Tete. Out wide to Adama Traore. Thanks, CB. Really appreciate that. Make sure everybody goes and likes CB's Super Chat. Leave it on the screen for a little while. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Max. Great stream again. Thank you so much for the Super Chat, CB. That's a pull back there by Fulham, and Leeds are going to win themselves a free kick. Yeah, Goodmanson just gets the right side of Tete, and then Tete pulls him back. Definitely a free kick. Let's have a little look at what the additional time is going to be. Long ball forward here by Darlow. Mecha wins the header towards Nonto. Nonto chasing the ball down here as Bassey brings it back to the corner. Sessegnon down the line. Kevin trying to win the ball back. Ball bounces away though. Leeds can't quite get a foot on it. Now they are hoping to come on the counter-attack here, Fulham. Nothing given there. The linesman gave it. Bastard. 6 minutes added on then. Yeah. That's going to be a free kick to Fulham then. Free kick to Fulham then, about halfway inside the Leeds half, right over on the right-hand side. Free kick. Whipped into the box. Punched away by Darlow. That's going to be a free kick to Leeds, as Darlow, I think, was fouled there. Gives Leeds a chance to have a little bit of a breather here. Darlow then with the free kick. Shouldn't really have been a free kick, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. Darlow sends it long. Leeds win the ball back here. Bogle. Good feet. Ball down the line to Mecha here. Mecha trying to fight against Anderson for the ball. Eventually ends up pushing Anderson over. And now Anderson comes out with the ball here. Now it's 0-0 Crystal Palace Sunderland, 0-0 Everton Aston Villa as well. Here's Bassey. Kevin, tackled by Nonto there. Well, Fulham have the ball. There was a bit of a confusion about whose throw-in that was there, but here's Anderson in the centre circle. To Tete now. Lukic has made a run to win the ball back here, and now, to receive the ball. Now Anderson into Bassey. Thank you, Lord Sheargarath. Really appreciate the super chat. Could be my last payment as biblical rains pour down and lightning flashes ominously. I better hide under this tree. Thank you so much for the super chat, Lord Sheargarath. I really, really appreciate that. Here's Kevin. Goes to shoot. Great save by Darlow. Fantastic save by Darlow. That could have been right in the top corner there, and it's a really good save by Darlow. He looks like a proper player, Kevin. Which sounds weird to say, the Brazilian Kevin looks like a proper player. Great strike, good save by Carl Darlow. Oh, it's a fantastic save by Darlow, that. Really good save. Sasa Lukic then. Ball into the box. Was that an own goal? It's 1-0 to Fulham. Christ. Was that an own goal? What? I don't know what happened there. It just went straight in the top corner. We've played so well in this game. We really don't deserve to lose that. But that's what happens if you don't put your chances away. I think it's an own goal by Goodmanson. Yeah, it's an own goal. Completely unmarked. Goodmanson has just headed it into his own net. Why is it always us that stuff like that happens to? Shocking. Ball just got played back to Darlow to try and play a long ball forward, and he's just sliced it into touch. Oh, I really would have been happy with a point from this game, you know, as well. It's like 10 seconds to go now, and that's such a shocking way to lose a game of football. A point in the Premier League is massive as well. It really is. How's that a free kick to them? I can't believe that's happened. It's beggars belief, isn't it? How does stuff like that happen to us? We played really well in this game. Right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to record a match reaction now. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to all the Leeds Lately members who continue to support the channel. Thanks to all of you who are non-members as well. Really appreciate everybody who joins us each and every week. And there'll be a match reaction out shortly after this. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.